a video photo as people are drowning and crying. Is that professional? Is there anything good in people dying? I mean, so that when you are showing a photo as somebody drowns and is crying and you are showing live, what are you doing to the family of that person? You are traumatizing people. See? So those are some of the discussions that we'll be having today. Then the second panel will be forced to flee. And we have a few journalists and institutions working with journalists who have been forced to flee their countries. We have a lot of journalists from Eritrea, Djibouti, and others who stay in weird places, safe houses, or other places. So there will be a panel on that. And then there will be a panel on journalism, gender, equity, and the environment. Again, very relevant that the climate change and environmental crisis has a gender perspective. That now that it has flooded, where are the men? The men are watching the floods from above as our ladies struggle with kids in the house. Sure, that's happening. If for example, the floods have happened, who looks for firewood in our homes? It's the ladies. If the wells and the water boreholes have been destroyed by the water floods, who has a more distance to go and look for water and firewood? It's the ladies. So the environmental crisis has a gender dimension. That a number of some of these issues obviously have a reflection on how we relate. So there will be a discussion around that, how the environmental crisis has a gender dimension, who it affects most and in which ways. Remember when, for example, the floods had washed away hospitals, who takes children to hospital in our communities? It's largely the ladies. So where do they take the child next when the hospitals have been washed away? Who are the most small-scale traders in these countries? It's ladies. So when the roads have been washed away, and somebody has to get saga from Kisii to sell in Nyamakima, but the road in Narok has been washed away, so the saga cannot come. Or the fish from Kisumu can't come because the roads have been washed away. So you obviously see it as an implication even our economic and related. So that will be a discussion. Then obviously the last but not least will be a discussion around media sustainability, shaping the future of media in Kenya. Obviously a discussion around monetization of content, new models that can help media survive, not survive actually, live, because as we say, media in Kenya does not need favors. Once there are good policies and the rest, a business can happen, and business is happening within media. So there will be a discussion around that. Once we do that, the closing will be done by the Chief Lady Justice Martha Koome in the evening. From there, we will be advised if there is new car or if there is a beer or whatever, a drink, then we call it a day. So that's how the day looks like. And then tomorrow, Johnson will give you what happened. We'll hold the annual Journalist of the Year award in the same room. So we'll see what comes out. I've seen OGW Kenya Kwanza, Christian Nguku. Christian Nguku is OGW Kenya Kwanza. So karibuni sana. Naomba sasa wale wanahusika walete wageni, sio? Si nimeongea kutosha. Nisifanye hii kawa kanisa. Could we then have any media council staff to check if the guests have taken enough wine? 3 minutes. 2 more guests to come. Na sasa nimeongea mate imeisha, nitaambia watu nini tena? Wale watu wako physically fit na hela inama, wadera wanaweza hiyo. Tashikwa na muscle pull. Sasa tunaomba, kuna wenzetu ambao wako wanatuona ama wanatusikiza kupitia kwa mitandao ya kijamii. Kwa hivyo we have been asked and guided that we move and fill the front seats. There will be no cuts, hakutakuwa na maswali, hakuso usiogope, msonge huku mbele, tujaze huku mbele. Tafadhali, let's fill the front seats. As they say, the Bible inasema ukienda kwa mkutano unakaa nyuma, lakini leo tunawaadvise mkae mbele. Manake hatujui kama watu wengine watakuja. Please, let's fill the front seats. There will be no cut, don't fear. So that's how the day looked like. The Media Council did a study actually that affected Uganda and Ethiopia on the coverage of climate change. There's a curriculum for climate change reporting for journalists. I think there's an MOU with a few universities on teaching to deal with climate change. The bigger call, if you read around the concept of the World Press Freedom Day, is that there's a call, a general call that people should give more, as journalists should give more space and time for environmental matters. That the environment affects us in a big way. And some of you who read, there are quite the Brandit Commission, when they did the first meeting on environment, sustainable environment in Brazil, has a lot of recommendations for those who read. Those who read again, you can read the Sendai framework. If you check the Sendai framework, a lot of information. Those of you again who read, you can read the Ramsar Convention on wetlands, and there's a lot of information in that. So we want you to be ambassadors of not writing PR stories on environment, but engaging them in a public information manner. There's a lot of resources for climate change, accountability measures. We want for journalists to look at them, help people to relate. We want you to help people when they are told to move to higher grounds, why it matters. We want you to help in that, to prioritize conversations around the environment, because at the end of the day, ikija ijue ni mkulima, Nairobi is more affected with floods than any other part in this country. Who would have imagined? We thought floods na watu ya wa vijiji. But as it is today, we almost cancelled this meeting yesterday here and moved it to another area because there was no road coming this place yesterday. So we had to request our intercessors and those who come from rain-making clans to go and talk to them. So it didn't rain. So we are happy. So Joel, as you pray for rain, as we went to the Vihiga rainmakers to tell them for rain to disappear for today at least. Otherwise we couldn't have reached here. When the governor for Nairobi was putting money for boats in his emergency, everybody said, boats, anataka kula. But right now everybody wants a boat in Nairobi. So you can see how life works. Jabusiri. Odeo sira, uko sawa? Na kuona umejaajaa. So, John Mwakazi, I think I've finished my content. Otherwise, I'll still talking Kiluya now here. Dina, you have something you want to make an announcement? Johnson is our lead MC. Mimi ni ule tu wakuja kupatia watu hapa maneno kidogo kidogo. Nikiwaambia wageni wako karibu. So our chief guest will be here in 7.5 minutes. So and we start. So karibu sana bro.
Asante. Makofi tafadhali. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Bwana Victor Bwire, for that introduction. Bit of sound, please. So, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we've been clearly told, this is a sad one, Bwana Victor, that there are some media stations that are off air because of the floods. Our brothers and sisters, some of them are in IDP camps. It's a big concern. And so your presence makes an immense difference to the discussions that we will have. So I want to say thank you. And on that note, I'd kindly request the empty spaces, please come in front. We need you at the front, not just here, not just outside. So if there's a row in front of you that is empty, please occupy it. I know we are all settled, but starting from the far, the lady in red. Oh yes. please come in front. Everybody on that side. Everybody, just come in front. Just come in front. Just come in front. Tuashukuru tafadhali. Please come, please. This is your space. It's the Media Summit. Please come, please come, please come, please come. I can see you, Njeri. Please lead. Please, everybody, please come, Njeri and the whole team. You are the leader there. Please come in front. This is your space. This is your space. And as we start, I'd kindly request that you get your phones. Please come, please come. If we can have menti.com. This is where we want to really capture all your comments, your questions. So all you have to do, just go to menti.com. That's menti.com. menti.com. Just on your phone, laptop, whatever you're using. Once you're there, you'll be asked for a code. I'm sure it's on the screen now. This is for everybody, so that during the panel discussion, even as we start the panel discussion, you can actually start sending in your questions and comments. So you can also scan the QR code. Just go to menti.com, menti.com. The code is 72154066. 72154066. Menti.com, menti.com. The code is 72154066. You will see a thumbs up sign, click on it. And here I have a way of knowing how many people are really following instructions. 6 people, 5 people. Let's move. Yeah, 10 people. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, very simple questions, just on your phone. And please don't close that tab. Keep it open because we'll be utilizing it for the better part of our engagement today. So we're asking you a simple question. Which organization do you represent? We want to celebrate the different parties who are here. May I kindly request you, Njeri, once again. There's still some empty spaces in front. Yes. In fact, please stand so that people can know who I'm talking to, please. A big round of applause to Njeri. So everybody, please come in front. So everybody if you're on the same row, just come. Please come. Now I'm putting you on the spot here. Come. Thank you so much. Okay, so everybody behind Njeri, please make sure that you come in front. The lady in red, I'm still on you. And if we can get a microphone to her as well. Oh yes, do you have a microphone at the back? Please stand. The lady in red, yes. Stand, please. Excellent. Yes, go ahead. Your name, what's your name? Go ahead. Your name? The microphone. She has the microphone? Okay. But in the meantime, let's explore the different organizations here. Aha, so MCK is here, Media Council of course, NatCom, Bomu Hospital, Katiba Institute, Royal Media Services, Ndonya 2010, okay. Okay. Journalist, Internews Network, the Kenya Times, okay. Thank you so much. Sorry, Christy. Thank you so much, Christy. All right. Next question. Thank you so much. Please, don't be left out. We want to know which organization you come from. Okay. So how many times have you attended the media summit? We just want to find out. Mohammed, are you still here? I believe the first time. Yeah, fantastic. So, how many times? First timers. Aha. 76% first time. First time. So all the panelists, all the speakers, please note, I know we've been part of the media summit for a very long time and there is a way we speak when we are here. Please note, you have first timers here. Wow. First timers. So 76%. And if this message please goes to our holding room guests so that they know we have 76% of the participants who are saying, this is our first time, we really want to engage and get a feel of what happens here. That's important so that we don't just use jargon simply because we're in the media world. No. So that we can connect and move together. First timers. This is good information. Next question. Next question. Let's see. Remember, if you're joining us, all you have to do is go to menti.com. Do we have a microphone finally? To the lady? Yeah, the lady in red, please. I'm still on her case. And as you tell us how significant, tell us something. Why is it really significant? Are you ready? Please, go ahead. What is your name and your big expectation? Go ahead. The lady in red. What's your name? Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. Go ahead. You're on, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello?
Hello?
I'm Julie Otieno.
Sorry?
Julie Otieno.
Judy Atieno.
Otieno.
Otieno. A big round of applause to Judy Tafadhali. What is your big expectation today?
I'm hoping for the event to be successful and just to see ways in which the media can prioritize and respond to environmental crisis.
Okay. Judy, thank you so much. Makofi yake tafadhali. Naomba kwa heshima kubwa, Judy. Please just be upstanding and just come in front. You are leading so many people behind her. Please come. Please come. Just take the third row. Third row. Please come. And the supporters as well. You know, leadership is about working together. Please come. All those around her, just come in front. Just come in front. The gentleman at the front, please come. Come, come, come. I'm here for you. I want to make sure that when you leave here, you will say, you know what? In the big jigsaw puzzle of media, I think I've finally found my space, and I'm going to occupy it. Please come. Judy, you had to send a messenger to give me a very important information. Where's the microphone? So I want you, with leadership, because you're part of the communication team, please speak to the rest who are here and tell them to go in front. You're a leader, Judy.
Kindly, everyone at the back.
Go ahead.
Please move at the front.
Please, come in front. Makofi ya Judy tafadhali. Hawa ndo viongozi na si wa kesho bali wa leo. Ukipata kipaza sauti basi unakitumia kuwaongoza, kwa sababu hawa wote wana kitu cha kuchangia, au vipi? Sivyo? So let's look at the responses. How significant is this year's theme? A press for the planet, journalism in the face of the environmental crisis. Extremely not sure. Okay. Extremely important, see what's happening in Kenya. Insightful and eye-opening summit. Quite timely. Very significant, since the country and the world at wide is undergoing a climate change and we are having a difficult time to adjust to it. It is where the world is headed. We cannot afford to be left behind. Very appropriate for environmental advocacy. It's timely and relevant as the world is facing the effects of climate change, from drought to El Nino and now long rains, floods. Isabella Maua, a freelance journalist, with the current situation of climate change and now floods, the theme is timely. I need to understand the role of media in climate change in Kenya. Okay. Very significant considering the adverse climate crisis. And by the way, even during the panel discussions, well, this is open. If you want to add your name, it's perfectly okay, but it really works in case we want to make a follow-up. Okay? It's good? Excellent. Done in this area as Internews Network. Thank you so much. Timely, based on our current change and now floods, the theme is timely. I need to understand the role of media in climate change in Kenya. Okay. Very significant considering the adverse climate crisis. And by the way, even during the panel discussions, well, this is open. If you want to add your name, it's perfectly okay, but it really works in case we want to make a follow-up. Okay? It's good? Excellent. Done in this area as Internews Network. Thank you so much. Timely, based on our current based on our current status in the country, floods and the climate change. Keep the comments coming, and even during the panel discussions we will definitions as possible. It goes, very significant. I'm excited on the dissection around experiences from journalists working in exile. We're taking note to understand the media space and the growth of our society. Now let's just have this particular video on environmental concerns, and Bwana spoke to it. This has been a faraway talk. And for a very long time, business, media have been focusing on profit. Yes, we've been focusing on people as well. A press for the planet. And have a plan B for our stories. But you and I know we can never have planet B. And that is why it is critical, you and I, to be at the center of these discussions. But on a lighter note, just to bring your attention to what has been happening, not really a lighter note, a sad one, very sad. You have this situation. Let's have the video, please.
Oh my God!
We've seen these videos.
Oh my God.
Another one clearly being told, don't go. Our guests as they come in, makofi yao tafadhali. Karibuni. Karibuni, karibuni, karibuni. We celebrate you. And for all our guests as they come in, thank you so much for your presence. Thank you so much for your contribution to the media landscape, and certainly to the discussions we'll have today. Karibu sana, karibuni sana. The Media Council of Kenya, UNESCO well represented, Katiba Institute, Media Owners Association, Kenya Editors Guild, Kenya Union of Journalists, the Association of Media Women in Kenya. All of you, we say welcome. And another gentleman, let's celebrate Professor Yash Palgai, who is also here. Welcome, welcome, well done. Thank you so much. Welcome. Good to see you again. Welcome. And Mheshimiwa John Kiarie, karibu sana. Chairman, Parliamentary Committee on Communication, Information and Innovation. Welcome, welcome. At this point, I'd kindly request that we be upstanding, ladies and gentlemen. We be upstanding. We be upstanding for the Kenya national anthem and the East African Community Anthem. Since we are at the very front lines when it comes to media, as you stand, just get your phones, please. Gently, just get your phones. Certainly, I didn't decide the person you're standing next to. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a selfie with the person standing next to you. We want to tell the world that we are here well represented. Please get your phones, get your phones, get your phones, get your phones, get your phones. Everybody, please. Get your phones, 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 get your phones. Oh yes, we can remove it. Go ahead. Take the photo and remember to have the hashtag WPFD 2024 in case one day you will have to answer to the question, who is that you took a photo with? Yes, take those photos, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic. Once you post those photos, you can take your seats. Thank you so much for coming. You may kindly take your seats. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Asante sana. Wow, you may kindly take your seats. Thank you so much. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to listen, to engage. I'd kindly request all of us to be settled. Dear guests, as you speak, we are all ears. We want to listen, we want to learn. It's 15 minutes past 10. Time will be of essence. I'd kindly request that you enable us to move the needle. Because of time, I'll give you 6 minutes each. I will have a timer just to guide us through. If you by any chance hear this sound, that's a clock ticking. It means you have just 1 minute. We wouldn't want to cut you short. Would kindly request that you pace yourself. Where's the camera? Is that? Ah, fantastic. And for the rest of us, in case you have a question, you'll also have 1 minute to do that. But in the meantime, to start us off, ladies and gentlemen, on the screen, a big round of applause, please. To the Acting Executive Director, Association of Media Women in Kenya, Sharon Kechula. Sharon Kechula, welcome. Thank you so much. Aha. Yes. Asante sana, karibuni, karibuni. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for your patience. Sharon, go ahead, 6 minutes.
A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and champions of press freedom, all protocols observed, good morning. It is indeed a beautiful day to share my remarks with you as we commemorate the 31st World Press Freedom Day today. We come together not only to celebrate the fundamental principles of journalism, but also to reflect on its indispensable role in highlighting one of the most pressing challenges of our times, that is the global environmental crisis. In the advent of understanding and reporting issues of climate change, journalism serves as a beacon of truth, shedding light on the urgent environmental issues that affect us all. Natural disasters exacerbated by the very effects of climate change, human behavior with the environment, policy legislation, and government commitment to conserving the environment. It is through the tireless efforts of journalists that we are made aware of the consequences of climate change, biodiversity loss, pollution, and other environmental threats, and the subsequent effects on human life, property, and the environment. The global environmental events are a sobering reminder of the importance of journalism and press freedom of expression in the context of current global environmental crisis. We are reminded the nexus between a press-free and the health of our planet. El Nino reporting in Kenya, for instance, has been reported far and wide through the power of citizen journalism, circulated via new media influenced by the need to show the world how Mother Nature has been scorned. Even so, lies the very power of credible sources of information in the Kenyan context, that is the mainstream media, where we all flock to verify the authenticity of the reports. However, the freedom to report on these issues is not always guaranteed. Journalists around the world face censorship, harassment, and in some instances, even violence. Environmental reporters, and particularly vulnerable and at risk as they uncover inconvenient truths that challenge the powerful interests. On this World Press Freedom Day, we stand in solidarity with those brave individuals and reaffirm our commitment to defending their right to report without fear or favor. In the face of these challenges, journalism becomes an indispensable tool for accountability and advocacy. Women journalists are often marginalized and underrepresented in the newsrooms. However, they play a crucial role in shaping the narrative around environmental issues, bringing attention to the disproportionate impact of environmental crises on vulnerable communities, and advocating for inclusive and equitable solutions, giving face to gendered concerns often not given much prominence. The global environmental crisis is not merely a scientific or political issue. It is a matter of human rights and social justice. It disproportionately impacts marginalized communities, exacerbating inequalities and amplifying existing vulnerabilities and inequalities. Yet, it is also a crisis of information, a crisis exacerbated by misinformation, disinformation, and a lack of transparency. As we reflect on the theme, A Press for the Planet, let us recognize that the fight for press freedom is inseparable from the fight for environmental justice. Let us harness the power of journalism to power accountable, elevate the voices of the marginalized communities, and to inspire collective action toward a sustainable and equitable future for all. As we commemorate World Press Freedom Day, we are reminded to recommit ourselves to defining the principles of a press-free and a free press and promoting the essential role of journalism in addressing the global environmental crisis. Thank you, and I hope to have a very insightful day full of very rich discussions around the global issue surrounding environmental crisis in Kenya and the role of media in it. Asanteni sana.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Creating that equitable environment. Asante sana. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, 6 minutes as well. Let's have the sound, please. We will have the Kenya Editors Guild, well represented by the Vice President, Ruth Nesoba. Please welcome. 6 minutes, please.
Thank you very much. The Chair of the Parliamentary Committee on Information, Communication and Digital Economy, Honorable John Kiarie, the Principal Secretary, State Department for Broadcasting and Telecommunication, Professor Edward Kisiangani, Chief Executive Officer of Media Council of Kenya, David Omoyo, leaders of professional associations, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed, and I especially would like to recognize members of the Kenya Editors Guild seated here, Linus Kakai, Wanyama Chebsiri, Odeo Sirare, makofi kwetu, jamani, asanteni. Thank you very much, and a very good morning to you all, and a very happy World Press Freedom Day to all of us marking this day. As you can see, this is not Zubeida. I'm representing Zubeida, the president of the Kenya Editors Guild. She sends her being in the front line, reporting, documenting, and informing our audience about the terrible flooding that we have experienced in our country in the past few days. We have been writing it, feeling it, experiencing it, and have seen the painful impact of a provoked Mother Nature fighting back. And it's no longer that story breaking and happening elsewhere in the world. It's right here at our doorsteps. And we have seen our colleagues in the Mai Mahiu area spending nights out there reporting on that story. So climate change is here. It was once an abstract topic that was discussed at conferences, at training workshops for journalists and scientific gatherings in cozy rooms and halls. But now it's a lived reality for us. We are affected either as direct victims or our kin and fellow citizens have been affected. We are seeing and witnessing unimaginable reporting of deaths, and we are still counting because we have heard from the meteorological department that the rains are with us until the end of this month. There's been massive destruction of property, displacements, the pain and anguish and trauma, you have all seen it. Yet, we must as professionals be strong to do what we must do. We must report, we must inform, and we must analyze and seek answers from those in authority. Therefore, it's my pleasure now to read the Kenya Editors Guild President's message on the World Press Freedom Day. Remarks by Zubeida Kananu, President of the Kenya Editors Guild, during the celebration to mark the World Press Freedom Day 2024. And the theme is A Press for the Planet, Journalism in the Face of Environmental Crisis. Ladies and gentlemen, we gather here against the backdrop of heavy rains that have visited death and destruction upon our fellow countrymen and women. The sights of fathers carrying their dead children, mothers weeping over their children, and families staring at their lost homes have been with us for the last few days. Roads have been cut off, bridges washed away, and property of immense value lost. The responses and the reactions have been the all too familiar. Don't fight with nature. Move to higher ground. Don't tempt nature. Too familiar. For years on now, the media has reported on clear signs of ecological distress across the world and in Kenya in particular. Informed by cutting-edge environmental research, we have painted and pointed out extreme cases of loss of biodiversity, painted a fairly clear picture of the environmental crisis building up, and called out on duty bearers to act for the greater good of all. By and large, the awareness of what we are facing as a country is there, partly due to the constant drumming of the message by the media, by the civil society and other actors. The policymakers know what needs to be done. The people know what they can do at their level, and the government and its agencies know what they ought to have done. But beyond this awareness, beyond the slogans that we craft during conferences, beyond the knee-jerk, often belated reactions to disasters, such as the ones we are witnessing at the moment, what more are we doing at our level? That's the question we should be asking ourselves. What are we doing to stem the ecological apocalypse that is closing on us at the moment? How do we step up this awareness to actionable and prudent initiatives that people can collectively own? And more importantly, an action at the individual level. I stand here to offer an equivocal statement of our commitment as the Kenya Editors Guild, that is KEG, to play an active role in turning around this sad state of affairs. Our resolve is to move this debate beyond conference rooms, beyond slogans, beyond the news elements, and beyond the knee-jerk reactions. I'm being told, thank you very much. And I'm also being told time is not on my side, but I would like to say that it's our duty as journalists to go beyond the primary roles of informing, of educating and entertaining audiences. Today as media, we must analyze, interpret issues, call out audiences to action and speak truth to power. We must do that. And beyond this, we also have to shift the gears a bit. We want to take this conversation to the communities, to the citizens, and the Wanjiko. We have to break this down to them, that every action has a reaction. And people remain the most important cog in that wheel. And we, the media, are the voice of the people, and we are also their watchdog. So without their support and understanding and cooperation, everything is in vain. So we must begin now to find more effective ways of empowering our people, the citizen, the Wanjiko, to take action and own up to our collective future as a country. And also, we have to take deliberate steps to engage them at their levels. Step up the engagement, innovate on the mode of engagement, and use new media tools and innovations to mobilize action and drive policy reforms. I know that this conversation will continue. If you can just allow me, internally as the media, we have taken deep soul searching of our own actions also and the way we've been reporting. And the results are beginning to be seen. It may be slow in the transformation, but you should also understand what the industry has been going through, and we ask that you protect us. We are here. We have already presented our proposals, and we call on your support, those seated here with us, to strengthen the media and its centrality in these conversations. We want Parliament, KJ, I hope you can hear that, to not only hasten to repeal the laws crafted to hold media in bondage, but also to enact new and progressive laws supporting media roles. We have already presented our proposals on the same. We want the executive to review the policies they have enacted to deny the country the benefit of free media. We want the judiciary to appreciate the role and nature of media in their work, in their determinations. And finally, we want the people to rally behind the media, and together we will confront our challenges as a people. I want to end by acknowledging and paying special tribute to journalists around the country, around the world, who have risked their lives by being in the line of a petulant Mother Nature's fury to report and document the impact of climate change. Its evidence is the terror, the anxiety, the destruction, the death and trauma we are witnessing in the country and regionally and globally. But journalists, fellow colleagues, editors seated here, your work is not in vain, for the world is now a much freer place with the information that you have brought forth. To all of us, let us take the courageous steps to protect our planet, but also to celebrate its wonders. I leave you with the words of Rachel Carson. The more clearly we can focus our attention on the wonders and realities of the universe about us, the less taste we shall have for distraction. Asanteni sana, thank you, and God bless you. A happy World Press Freedom Day.
Thank you so much. Well done. Your work is not in vain. We must rise beyond slogans and conferences, beyond our primary roles, and call for action. Ladies and gentlemen, up next, please welcome the chairperson, Media Owners Association, Agnes Kalici.
Thank you. Chief guests, Parliamentary Committee of Information, Communication, Mr. John Kiarie, Principal Secretary, State Department of Broadcasting, Ministry of Information, Communication and Digital Economy, Professor Edward Kisiangani, CEO Media Council, Mr. David Omoyo, distinguished guests, and my fellow advocates of press freedom. All protocols observed. Good morning.
On 4th of April 2024, Mr. Devesh Patel, the Chief Operating Officer of our client, received a call from Mr. Kimote at around 9:45 a.m. from mobile number 0721 696 127, informing him of the need to prepare a letter to MEMS following the press release by NCPB recalling 3,000 bags of fertilizer manufactured on 5th March 2024 and of batch numbers as indicated, Mr. Speaker. Further, Mrs. Lorraine Karani of National Cereals and Produce Board from mobile number 0722 310 564 at around